Univrses is part of the SynerLeap program here at ABB, and through that we met some people from the mining department at ABB, and they had a particular problem with a project that they were working on. This was the SIMS project, and they were trying to make a robot charge a mine wall with explosive. The particular problem that they had was to give that robot perception capability. Univrses develops perception software that's typically deployed in systems like autonomous driving and robotics in the warehouse. And this is particularly exciting for a small company like Univrses to be able to do this type of adaptation, because it opens up new markets and it allows for a small company to work with larger companies like ABB.
A robot needs to find the drill holes in the face. It does that with the vision system. It identifies all the drilled holes within the scanning area and finally calculates how many of them that are possible to reach and charge. Next step is to start charging operation of the first hole by getting a detonator cassette from the detonator magazine. Then the primer together with the detonator is flipped around and attached to the end of the charging hose. The charging head is then moved to the position of the first hole, and the charging hose is pushed inside the bottom of the drilled hole.
The latest from the project is that the decision has been made to move forward to try and develop a prototype system. The proof of concept enabled us to prove the technology, to demonstrate that using this approach, the technical solution would enable the capability that was desired. And so now we're moving forward with the development of a prototype to deploy in a mine in future.
Thank you so much, and I'm so curious to dive deeper into your story. A warm welcome to Martin from SynerLeap, powered by ABB, and from Jonathan from Univrses. Welcome.
Thanks a lot, Maria.
Thank you very much for having me.
So happy to have you here. So I have to have that first question again, Martin. How did it all start?
How did it all start? First of all, you saw on the video here about the mining project. It started actually for 1.5 years ago when Univrses joined SynerLeap, ABB's accelerator for startups. We were match made together with Ignite Sweden, and they found an excellent startup working with computer vision, machine learning. And we ran a small project together with a mobile robotics and AGV targeting actually Houston Hospital in US. And that was an excellent project. Univrses showed that agility, their flexibility, their professionalism in computer vision. And then we said back, hey, we must showcase these for ABB people. We are 100,000 people. We are 50,000 projects. We are in 100 countries. And we started to invite them for small pitches all over the places. And we come to one meeting, which I remember as it was yesterday. It was 1 year ago. You were sitting together, Jonathan and the team, together with the mining people, expertise. And something happened on that meeting. It was more that I saw that something triggered in Jonathan's team. And after that meeting, we understood that these guys, they know computer vision, but we don't really know where to use them in the mining business. And after 2-3 days, they came back with a report telling, hey, we made a study. We're showing what you have today. We show you together with our expertise what you can get tomorrow. And I mean, it was amazing. And then our colleagues at the mining business say, let's run a proof of concept with us, guys. They did it together with Boliden, a mining giant, and one of our customers, together with ABB and together with Univrses, and it ran out in an excellent result. And then we run to a next step, which is a productization. So I'm excited, as you can see, maybe. I love that project.
And I love that excitement and the energy. And I know that you have it too, Jonathan. So can I have your view? Was this like the perfect match, or did you have to do a lot of work to see how you can fit in with this project?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fair amount of work, actually, I must say. It was actually a completely new departure for Univrses, which was what was so exciting about us. Our heritage is very much from autonomous vehicles, more out in normal locations like the street, or a factory or indeed a hospital, as Martin said. So the mine was a new domain for us. But once we spoke to the people at ABB, we'd understood the nature of the problem that they were trying to solve. We'd understood a bit more about the environment, about the sensing we could use. We were able to wrestle with the problem, consider the different options going forward, and then propose an interesting solution that we thought was going to solve their problem. And based off that proposal, we then started to work together. As Martin said, we did an early proof of concept to prove that what we were saying we could do was possible. And once we'd proven that and people within ABB had seen the evidence of that, there was a strong willingness to move forward to the next stage. And as I said in the video, the really exciting thing is that now we are getting forward to the stage where we're beginning to turn it into a prototype, deploy that prototype in location on a mine to actually carry out some useful work, and then iterate towards and scale. And one of the things we hear through our contacts at ABB is actually this project is getting a lot of attention, both from the mining industry more widely, but also other industries as well, who see what's happening in the mining domain and think actually that's kind of transferable to another domain as well. We have robots and systems that need to be automated and made more autonomous. We could use this type of technology to do that. And I think it's really exciting to see that trend happening, that advanced sensor processing and computer vision and AI is typically applied to autonomous cars, to more the gaming industry perhaps, but now we're seeing it transfer into these more industrialized applications as well.
And I can see the excitement in your face, Martin. But what about your colleagues and Boliden? Has they have the same energy, the driving force to make this happen?
Sorry, once again, please.
What about the passion and the excitement, or maybe the culture at ABB? Did you have to work to get this project going on, or how is the innovation culture?
I would say that the ignition and the energy from the startups, together with our long experience and traditional big, large corporations and our network, is a very good match. There are sometimes like, hey, we don't really understand each other, but we learn from each other. And as Univrses and a team, and we have many examples of them, they are very, what can I say, pain in the ass. They are eager to make things happen. They are pushing us forward, and I love that. We can be a little bit, hey, what's happening? But after them providing us with solution ideas and use cases, then the things happen. There are several cases, and Jonathan, you already have 4 projects with us. You have several leads. These guys are telling us what we can do, how we can implement their technology. We know their technology, but we don't really know how to adapt it in our products. They're telling us, and it might be that they are not 100% correct all the time, of course. The use cases is hard, and we have a look in the business case, but when they ignite these ideas all the time, it reads down to the business case in other areas. So I'm really excited, really.
And to be that pain in the ass, Jonathan, tell me more about your startup. How many people are you? Do you have the capability of coping with all these new leads that I'm guessing that this actually are happening for you?
I mean, at first I just wanted to say how proud and honored I am to be called a pain in the arse. It's really tremendous of that. But we're about 35 people now. We're based in the center of Stockholm, all experts in computer vision, and we're working in different industries. And it's as I say, it's really exciting times for us now, because actually there are many different domains that are interested in understanding what computer vision, what advanced sensor processing can do for them. General perception as well. And to sort of give an example of what Martin was talking about, actually, we've been talking with some people in the ABB smart cities domain now as well. So just to give you an indication of the diversity of where the different applications that this kind of technology could be applied to. So we've gone from autonomous cars to mines to smart cities, and who knows where next. It's a really exciting time.
And I always give you that opportunity call to action for you as a startup, Jonathan. Is it anything you want to address in the chat or any connections you need for the future? Please share.
That I need for the
Yes.
future. Oh, okay. Well, look, I mean, it's one of the big pushes that the company is trying at the moment. We're experts in perception, but as I said, we've been working now with smart cities. So if you are a city or a municipality that is in need of data, we are now taking our perception technologies, our computer vision, and we are squeezing them down to run on a smartphone. And what that means is you can take that smartphone and put it in the dash of a taxi or a bus or even your own vehicle. And that means you can gather data about the city, about the environment, and to help manage the environment in a better way. So it's a new initiative that we're doing, and we're hoping to work with ABB in that space too. So it's, yeah, that's, I'd love to hear from people who work for cities and municipalities and these type of organizations.
Perfect. I will have Linus to address that as well in the chat, so we can have that question going on. So let's move back to you, Martin. Pain in the ass. You love those startups. So can you tell me more about ABB and SynerLeap? How many projects or how many startups have you collaborated with so far?
We have 91 startups as members. We have created 120 collaborations so far, and the collaboration is always a paid collaboration, otherwise we don't count it. So it's 120 in together in all 4 business areas.
I mean,
there are still lot more to go, lot more to do.
That's amazing, and that was my next question. Are you looking for startups in any specific area? Because that could be a call to action for you as well.
Of course, we will be part of the matchmaking tomorrow, but for sure we're looking for startups in many areas, and artificial intelligence is one of these key areas for sure.
And I mean, you have met so many startups during the years, I imagine, and you told me about being that pain in the ass. We have that as a quote right now. Any more tips for the startups before they are meeting corporate? Can you share some?
Yes, please. Invest that single 1 hour to read about us carefully, to see which products, which customer do we have, which domains are we working in. So you go on the first meeting me or my colleagues, and you tell, hey, I know that you have that project, or you have that customer, or you have that technology, or even have that robot, and try to apply your solution. And that is when we really say, hey, there's something, but then we have something to discuss around, and do that from the beginning. Give us a use case. It could be a stupid use case. There are no stupid use cases, but it could be a whatever. I mean, we have seen the startups that do that, being the pain in the ass, calling us, showing on cases all the time. And I heard so many times afterwards people say, hey, I was a little bit shocked in the beginning, but I'm so glad that they continued calling me, they continued to show me the use cases and the business cases, and now we have 2 or 3 projects running. So really,
as you say, Martin, I think that's a really good point, because that gets your mind thinking in different ways, actually. Yes. And actually, it's the combination of the two. Because as a startup, the other problem we have is we don't know whose door to knock on. And we don't know the problem space. We know the technology, but we don't know how to apply it and where the problem space is. So that's what's so fantastic about talking to you at SynerLeap and you guiding us in that way.
Exactly.
We can talk to you about the tech, but we need an application to apply it to. And as you say, even if we're wrong first time, at least it provokes the thinking, and at least it makes people actually consider. It illustrates the art of the possible with the technology, so that then they can think about their problem space and think how it might be applied to.
So was it?
And last thing for me here, or one thing more, as Univrses, they really understand us. They know that we are different, and we have different time cycles. We are different, and we are big, and we are global. But they don't change. They continue being as they was from the beginning. They don't tune in to being slower or less enthusiastic, or they continue, and we need that. Don't change. Understand us, but don't change. Continue being a startup with the passion, emotion, and curiosity.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of corporates are into that that quick changing or lean startup way of working. Can you share some from that, Jonathan? Because it's all about you have your technology, but I guess you have pivoted some times during. Can you share us?
Yeah, I mean, the world of a startup is quite dynamic, shall we say. You start off with some hypotheses about what the market will want to do with your technology. You go and talk to people in the market and try and understand if you're right. And often you're wrong, frankly. And the point is that you try and then adapt and update and change and respond. Univrses, when they first started out about 5 years ago, were focused on computer games, headset tracking for AR and VR headsets. And when Apple and Google and Facebook got involved in that space, we decided that was something we'd probably move to a different industry. And it turns out that the technology to track a headset is very similar to the technology to track an autonomous car driving down the road. So we had a very, we could change the technology's application space to focus on different areas. And it's the same thing when we spoke to Martin as well. We spoke to him about what we were doing, and he looked at me quizzically and said, "What are you talking about? What we actually should do is focus here." But it was because we spoke and we gave him the thought of the use case that he said, "Actually, I don't know what you're talking about, but the technology could be applied here in this space." And that was that allowed us to start this collaboration, which has been very fruitful. You might be wondering what this is our contract with ABB. It's the biggest contract you've ever seen. Really, truly wonderful stuff, and it was something we were awarded last year as one of the beacons of collaboration between a startup and a large corporation.
So thank you so much for that story, from gaming to totally other field. And we have some questions in the chat for you, Martin. Is there some area, department in ABB through coordinate the collaboration with startup? Because it looks like there is an innovative culture in the corporate. Can you share some comments? And I know SynerLeap, so tell me a little bit more how it works.
SynerLeap is actually an accelerator. For SynerLeap, you apply on SynerLeap.com webpage. We have a review board where we look into your technology, if it fits into ABB or if it's into our customers, or even if it doesn't fit into our needs. We also look if you will be boosted by being a member of SynerLeap. So we always look at both angles. And then if you're applying for SynerLeap membership and you get on board, then we help you with business development, we help you with matchmaking with an ABB, we help you with matchmaking with our industrial partners. If you have a collaboration with ABB, we make sure that all the decision makers and all ABB get to know about this collaboration, etc. So we are supporting you on the way to make business with ABB, industrial partners or customers. Yes, SynerLeap.com.
Good pitch there. And I just want to address that because I'm always curious about the time frame here, because I know that you at SynerLeap try to do everything to speed it up, the collaborations. So from your first meeting, how long time did it take for you to get the first collaboration in place?
Is that to Jonathan or to me?
To both of you. We can see if you have the same picture, because we see that the culture and that could be a different thing.
In the beginning, we had one collaboration every third month. Today, we have one collaboration starting every week. Each one of the collaboration has increased with almost a factor 10 of investment. I mean, if you spend you're spending 7 or 10 times more on each one of the collaboration, it means the purchase order going out from ABB. So everything is increasing, but also the quality and the number of startups as well, so sure. And we have improved all the legal documents, the process, etc., to make sure that when you get on board, you get a global NDA. So you don't have to sign an NDA with 100,000 people. You sign it with once, and it's for all. And then you have a frame agreement. That means that you're a proud partner of ABB. If you want to make business with ABB, it's allowed, etc., etc. And it's still a membership. if you want to go to one of our competitors or somebody else, of course, you can make business with them. But you don't, if you want to leave us after 3 months, but like I say, we have 91 members and we haven't had no whatsoever that nobody wants to do business with somebody else. But okay, it could happen.
Yeah.
And we want Univrses to succeed. If they do business with our friends in the ecosystem, we are very, very happy about that. Sure.
And that's about the sharing, I believe, that mentality. Jonathan, from your first meeting, I mean, it has to be a change also for you to go from that gaming to change or pivot to another area. How long time did it take for you?
So I think it was a few months from the first meeting of Martin to actually getting the project kicked off. The process of the transition from the gaming had been going for a while now. But I found that to be fairly standard. I thought, it takes time to build a relationship, to get the trust and the people in place and the sign off in place so that actually you can start to work together. And I think that was what Martin alluded to actually, is that we did a lot of things up front to try and build that trust and to try and put the foundation in place in a solid way. And that meant that actually as the process sort of moved through the stages within ABB, actually it was facilitated and allowed to move more simply because that trust had been built up. And that meant we could move forward faster. And of course, at each next subsequent stage, as Martin said, it gets longer and a larger size of PO, but it's also easier to make that transition in some way because you've built up that track record. You now have that reputation as someone who is capable, who can deliver, who has expertise in the technology that can really add some value. And that means that we can leverage that reputation to go both deeper into a particular project, but also go into other projects as well.
Thank you. So building trust, starting small, and also to be a pain in the ass is lesson learned from this one. Thank you so much for sharing your inspirational story. I'm looking forward to hear more from you, and good luck tomorrow with your meetings at the matchmaking. Thank you so much again, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.